So, pensioners are now being targeted with winter fuel payments. The Prime Minister, though, is putting the money into social care. The shortfall on social care, approximately 2.6 billion. The government say they don't have it. I'm here to tell you they have, or at least they can get it if they really wanted to. And where is the £23 billion from the handbag of Lloyds Bank? Not seen much of that in the media. Have you? According to the Office for National Statistics, over the last 4 winters, nearly 120,000 people in England and Wales have died of cold weather or factors associated with cold weather. Now, it could be argued we had a fairly mild winter last year. However, despite that, it has been estimated 43,900 excess winter deaths happened, and a rise of 140% on the previous year, and the worst statistics since the years 1999 and 2000. According to The Guardian and the ONS, female deaths leapt nearly 150% in a single year, from 10,250 to 25,500 between 2013 and 14 and 2014 and 15. So could the government find the funds from somewhere else? Now, it's stressful being Prime Minister, no doubt. Being able to find funds for everything. They say, Theresa Mays says, there isn't enough money. And little old me, not knowing all the details or not having a degree in politics, I reckon she can. Official public finance data published in April found the UK government had raised £56 billion from corporation tax during the 2016 and 17 financial year. And that's 21% increase from the previous year, despite it being lowered. Now, just increasing corporate tax by 1% obviously would give you £560 million on top of that. That could be injected into social care. But what other things have the government set up that could net this country even more revenue? In 2014, Scottish and Southern Electricity announced a 9.6% rise of profits, amassing £1.5 billion. But the Conservatives under David Cameron issued SSE a subsidy contract estimated to be worth £27 million through the government's capacity market. And now, overall full-year pre-tax profits more than doubled from 593 million to 1.78 billion in the tax period 2016 and 17. But what does the government have in place for energy companies? Energy subsidies were 3.8 billion, and apparently most public handouts to energy firms are not even acknowledged. According to a House of Commons Environmental Audit Committee report last year, it said the variation in definitions of subsidy allows the government to resist acknowledging subsidy in many areas. And yet, despite this, our energy prices keep going up. Subsidies from the public purse, and yet they make billions in profits. The next one could be regarded as a hidden transport subsidy worth £15 billion. Motorists obviously are charged petrol levies, but airlines do not pay tax on fuel. Support worth about £8.5 billion a year, according to MPs on Parliament's Transport Select Committee. Train companies also enjoy lower duty on fuel. So, while you get in your car on your way to your job, put in a hard day's graft to put food on the table and then pay tax on your fuel, airlines pay no tax on aviation fuel. So let's just take a typical airline, say British Airways, and Iberia's parent company IAG, who in 2016 reported a 64% rise in yearly pre-tax profits to £1.4 billion, helped in part, they say, by lower fuel prices and of course lack of tax on aviation fuel. But what about corporate tax? We all keep complaining how low it is, right? Well, corporate tax benefits worth £44 billion is another thing we should know about, because of the 93 major tax reliefs provided by the Treasury, 27 of them are aimed at businesses. The largest amount was spent allowing businesses to write off billions spent on plants, machinery and equipment. But here comes the real sickener for me. In 2012 and 13, the public gave £20 billion subsidy to private investment. The construction industry gained more than £7 billion in exemptions on new housing and land duty, again under the Conservatives. So will and should Theresa May be our next Prime Minister? Not if you look at the next one. Government procurement for the private sector worth £15 billion. Capita, Atos and G4S and Serco alone received £4 billion worth of public sector contracts in 2012 and 13. Now, as far as I know, Theresa May was responsible for this as she was Home Secretary at the time. But tell me if I'm wrong in the comments below. But we all know about the controversy surrounding Philip May and G4S. So, conflict of interest maybe. We are at the moment bottom of the table with regards to corporate tax, and it is set to be lowered even further going through to 2020. Why is the less fortunate being targeted all the time? Why do we have big companies that use the UK for business, making billions in profits, and then get subsidies still? Why? And certainly with airlines, why don't they get taxed on fuel? Why? We are being milked, and milked profusely for our wealth. The government is telling us there is no money, when in truth, with a bit of fine tuning, maybe there could be. We take on face value what our government is saying as the truth, because why would they lie to us? And we don't ask questions. It's easier to go about our day and not research for ourselves, because it's much easier to concentrate on the simple things in life, when in truth we could be better off. This country could be better off. The youth are not happy, pensioners are not happy, most people are against each other. For what? While we concentrate on that, our government and its corporate cronies get wealthy off our backs, and the poor and wealthy divide gets bigger and bigger, and many of us don't make our annoyances heard. Why? Do we really want a government in that is clearly desecrating this great country? Do we? It's a fair question. This is your chance to put a stop to all of this on election day. Your chance to make it better for the time you have left in this great country, and make it better for the generations to come. Don't let this go on. Don't let your children and your grandchildren live in a country that is being dissected financially. Put a stop to it now, because united we really can have a better society and a better political system. And I really do believe that. What do you think about what has been said in this video? Have you got a granddad, grandma who might suffer from this payment being taken away? Let us know in the comments below. Catch the best comments on Twitter on Sunday. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's really get this channel and this message out there. Share this episode all over your social media. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye bye for now.